big finding that we found was there were no rates posted. And this is very common. We see this a lot. And our group that we were working with did express that there was this internal belief that, one, posting our rates will scare people. We're not competitive enough. And two, people will call and ask. That way, their thought was, well, let's kind of hook them in first, and then once they're bought in a little bit more, they'll call us and they'll ask us for the rate. James Robert, why is this thinking? Well, what are your thoughts on this thinking here?
This was their biggest challenge. This is their biggest
Yeah.
challenge, and this will continue to be their biggest challenge
Yep.
going forward, because this challenge permeates outside of the marketing team. This is a
Right.
belief that is deeply rooted through when we were doing our delivery. It became very clear that it is deeply rooted in the perspective of the mortgage lenders. It's also deeply rooted in the perspective of the leadership of this particular organization. And I pushed on this. I picked at it. I poked at it. Because if this belief is not addressed, number one, and if this belief is not transformed, number two, everything will stay the same. And this will be where they lose millions in loans and deposits, because their belief as mortgage lenders and as a leadership team is not congruent with what the not marketing team, but is not congruent with what people who are shopping for a mortgage care about.
Right. And this was fun for me because I've been doing that recently. I have been looking around and getting familiar with the mortgage process. So it was fun for me to help facilitate this study, since I have a little bit of a personal experience, like I'm in that experience right now, so I could provide a little bit of my perspective. And so the lack of transparency with the rates and this belief that, well, they'll contact us, they'll reach out to us. Understand that, and they might. That is possible. But that, go ahead.
Here's the thing. We have a benchmark now of what their conversion rates are on the current page. So now we have a hypothesis that if we add rate information to that particular campaign landing page, the hypothesis is that conversion rates will start to increase. And I want to come back and to address the why. There's an internal belief that is not congruent with the external expectations of prospective home buyers. That belief is being driven from how mortgage lenders and the leadership of this bank perceive the world. And this is one of the reasons that when doing workshops and team alignment workshops, I take everyone back to 1994 and we go down a timeline of everything that has transpired since 1994 to 2024. So it's 30-year horizon line. And there are really three big patterns to be aware of here. The way that we connect and communicate is transformed at a macro level. The competitive landscape has transformed exponentially since 1994. And the way that people, their buying beliefs that drive their buying behavior has transformed. And one of the things that we shared with this particular group is anywhere between, I want to say it's around 80%, 85% of people shopping for a mortgage will do research online before reaching out to a lender.
Yes.
And that's the whole point of the going back to 1994, because the internet decommoditized you could say decommoditized, but it also commoditized. The internet leveled the playing field because people have access to information. And that was one of the things that we had them do on the call was, listen, where, if you type in mortgage rates, where are you going to end up? NerdWallet, Bankrate.
Yep.
And they're like, we don't even exist on those sites. So there's a potential loss of opportunity right there.